Hey everybody, welcome to the round 2 coverage of the Ledgestone Insurance Open, presented by Discraft and given to us by GK Pro Go Throw. Thanks to the Pro Tour, the PDGA, and Udisc, we're going to be out here with Catrina Allen, Paige Pierce, Callie McMorran, and Jennifer Allen. My name is Madison Walker.
My name is Erica Stinchcomb.
And we will be giving you guys the coverage today. Thanks for tuning in. We have a really fun lead card today, starting out on hole 1. It's a big par 4 to start out the day. It's 636 feet. Basically, you just want to throw it dead straight, put it out to the right in the fairway to set yourself up for your second shot. There is OB on the left, and the green slopes pretty steeply downhill towards water. The bushes are thin at the water's edge, so if you go too high into that green, you will get wet. So it's a little bit of a blind shot too, so it's definitely scary. We'll see a lot of these ladies just ripping huge drives.
Minnesota, Catrina Allen.
It did rain a bit after the round yesterday, so a little bit slippery conditions, so we'll probably see that come into play a good bit.
Catrina throwing her 400G D2, trustworthy, looks like an overstable driver. Great play. She puts it on the left side. She might even have a look at the basket.
Yep, that's a great shot. If you can kind of hug that path, you'll have an easier upshot. It's pretty tricky with the downhill.
Paige Pierce.
Paige pulling out her trusty Ballista Pro. Looks like she gets over the top of it. It is an overstable disc with lots of glide, but she definitely gets over it. She'll be down in the bushes on the right. It makes the approach very difficult.
I saw quite a few people end up over there. You know, when you're trying to play safe, it's pretty easy to kind of pull it a little bit. Or if you're trying to go for max distance, same thing, easy to pull it right. What's Callie throwing?
I believe this is a trespass. Callie's interesting. She throws max weight drivers.
Arizona, Jennifer Allen.
Yeah, she's a couple trespasses. Are they all max weight? Wow, that's awesome.
And we get to watch Jen crush some drives today on a wide open golf course. This is her Star Destroyer. She gets over the top of it as well, but
Nice
she
and
throws
stable.
such overstable plastic that it
Good luck, ladies. Enjoy your
Yeah,
staples out.
she's
no
in a
problem.
good spot. Yeah, first shot's not too hard, just gotta be safe. This upshot is really kind of the teeth of the hole, I think. Yeah. Gets
Callie-
up there, but kind of a scary downhill. I don't know if she'll go for it.
Yeah, she leaves it a little short. You want to project a little bit further down the green, just like we see Catrina do.
Yeah, it's a good skip.
Even Catrina will be on circle's edge with a definite death putt. Paige having to throw way up a hill and float it back down the hill. And she still gets up right around circle's edge.
It's tough right behind that tree. I actually landed right on that log as well. So she'll probably have a pretty tricky putt, but if anyone's good at tricky putts.
It's Paige Pierce.
Tree obstructs Jen just a little bit.
Jen and Paige both threw putters up to the green. It's a smart move, letting your discs land softly so there's not a lot of play. There's a lot of rollaways on the screen, and we can see these ladies all just doing really soft little putter approaches. If you bounce off the rim or off the
Oh, wow. Commitment.
slow-mo, hole 1 already.
I think she's probably the best in the game at that full layout putt. Man, it's so fun to see.
The classic Paige Pierce belly follow through. Cat going for it.
Yeah,
No problem.
really good commitment. Really clean release. So Paige should have the only birdie on the card here.
Besides Catrina.
And Catrina, who also just made it, so both birdies.
Jen and Callie cleaning up their pars, no problem. That's a good thing to do on this hole. Like I said, if you miss a putt, you will roll. Pretty much it's a guarantee. So it's good to get off this hole with a par and move on and try to get your birdies elsewhere.
Hole 1 did average slightly under par, just barely. It plays pretty close to par. We'll see a lot of these holes do play slightly under par. They're all pretty gettable.
Yeah, it's a great women's course, a great design for everyone to attack comfortably. Moving into hole 2, this one has 2 routes you can take. The big hyzer around those big trees we just flew underneath, or the sidearm up the sidewalk. Both plays are definitely there. If you go too deep, there is a sidewalk that wraps around the backside that is also out of bounds.
Sidearm's a little risky because you might not ever come inbounds and might have to re-tee. So I saw mostly hyzers. I don't know about you, man.
Definitely. Catrina looks like she leaves hers a little bit short, right in circle 2. Paige does not like it out the hand.
Just pushes too straight. Oh. Yeah, just inside circle 2 there.
Paige and Catrina both throwing over stable fairway drivers, a Felon and an H1V2.
That looks like a trespass again from Callie. She'll have a putt at it. It is, you know, it drops off a little bit, so it's a bit of a scary putt, but definitely in Callie's wheelhouse there. Jen is on point with those shorts today.
Love the outfit. She pulls out a destroyer again, relies on the hyzer, leaves it a little short, but she'll have a look at the basket.
Yeah, it's a decent result.
Love this view. Oh, thought that was in.
It looked good. I played with Jen yesterday, and she was just telling me that she switched putters, actually, to some Yetis. So she seems to be liking them.
Yeti Pros.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out, Jay. Paige hitting another huge putt.
Yeah, around that tree, too.
I think that's 2 circle 2 putts. Is she just inside the circle, maybe? Great way to start out here, birdie birdie. Starting strong. Callie looking to save a par.
Ooh, it is in.
Barely. But it counts.
Yeah. Hole 2 and hole 1 actually average the same, both 0.07 under par, so just slightly under par. So definitely, you know, probably want to get at least one of them. You know, hole 2's right there. You're looking right at it. Hole 3, I think, gets a little tougher. You're not really seeing quite as many birdie runs, so pretty good start from our lead card here.
We see Paige catching up to Catrina. We have a tie for the lead right now. Very exciting going into this very difficult hole 3.
So hole 3, it's 384 feet, par 3. Most people you're going to see are pretty much going to go all to the left. You're trying to either throw an anhyzer, kind of curve it around into the ditch right there, and you're just trying to not get deep into the bunkers and lay up and take your 3. We might see some of these ladies try to go for the 2, but for the most part, you're playing for par. That looks like a great shot. Is that a putter? Mid?
That is a gatekeeper. It's an overstable mid.
Yeah, it's a great mid.
There is an OB sidewalk on the right-hand side that can come into play if you flip your disc too much, but Catrina has a different idea. She goes way out to the left. It opens up the approach to the green a lot and makes, I think, the second shot about as easy as you can make it on this hole.
Yeah, it makes it a lot shorter almost. You don't have to deal with that branch. It's really hard to be throwing kind of up high, trying to go low ceiling. It's really easy to do what Callie just did and kind of throw it just level right into that branch, but hers really fought through, so all right.
It's like the tree did not exist. Jen going a little bit flippier off the tee here. She throws a splatter star shrike.
Punches through those trees.
All that power is not for nothing.
So all of them, you know, are pretty close. Callie's does actually look a little tough with those trees right there. Dang.
I'm surprised she was confidently going for the green right there. It's such a tight little landing zone. It's only about 15 feet. No problem for Catrina. She's really good at those floaty little putter approaches, but yeah, Callie going full bore at it kind of surprises me.
Yeah, I mean, there is OB behind that hill. That path is OB. Those bunkers play as hazards, so I don't know. Callie's a very confident player. I don't really see Callie hesitate. She pretty, I don't know if aggressive is the right word, but I think confidence really is.
Definitely. Paige looking for a 2 here. Looks like she's commentating the round for us for her shots.
Heartbreaker.
Rare shorty miss from Catrina. She'll shake that off. She's been really strong on the green lately. Callie saves a bogey. And we'll watch the other two ladies clean up their pars. Thank you so much to DMart Pro Shop for sponsoring the coverage along with GK Pro. We could not do it without you guys, and we really appreciate it. Moving on to hole 4. This is a par 3. It's downhill. It's a really fun shot, but it is really challenging with this water just in front of the circle's edge. The basket's kind of tucked under the trees. There's an OB line on the left-hand side before you get to the water, and then obviously the water's OB. There's also a bunker and a green that can come into play if you rip it right and grip lock a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like it plays quite as far as, 345. You see a lot of overstable fairways, or I don't know if you saw any mids. I think I'm
Paige
primarily
threw a verdict.
Yeah.
On that shot. We'll see Jen with the Star Rock X. That's a great move. An overstable mid-range is the perfect disc here if you can trust it not to flip.
Yeah, I like how she got that nice and high. She really trusted it.
Looks like she's parked. Catrina going with an overstable fairway, I believe, with an H1V2.
Pretty wide, but
sticks the
just
landing.
outside.
You can kind of hear in the microphones the wind a little bit. It was definitely picking up out there today. It was a little swirly, but calmer, I would say, than the day before.
Definitely calmer, yes. Hole 4 averaged exactly even, exactly 3, so sign of a good hole, I think.
It's a hole that, even though there is some scary out of bounds all around the basket, it's one that you want to get. It feels like a gimme birdie, but it's definitely not. It's a tricky shot.
Left side, but in.
Making up for the last putt. She says, hey, but watch this.
That looks like it was just outside the circle. A little bit of a death putt here from Paige. Great confidence.
It's interesting to see that Paige has switched back from the straddle putt to the stagger stance putt. I think that's a sign of a lot more confidence on the green. Straddle putt is a nice safe putt because you know it won't go very far past if you miss.
Good putt from Jen as well.
Paige takes the lead with that birdie, and we move on to another short, water-surrounded par 3.
Yeah, I think this one, it almost looks further on camera, I think. Like, when I saw it in person, I was surprised. It's only 246 feet. You got to clear the pond. That path is not out of bounds, so just the water in front of you and the water to the left. So I think most people are going to throw a little backhand, maybe putters or maybe a mid. I don't think anyone's probably going to go faster than that.
Paige shows a Marshall here. She doesn't quite get over it as much as she wants. Finishes straight and into the water, unfortunately, just out of bounds. Looks like she'll still be inside the circle.
Yeah, she'll have a chance to save her 3.
Jen not quite convinced on going down to the putter. She throws a rock.
Yeah, she told me she doesn't really throw any putters, but she really slowed her run up quite a bit for that shot, and a little bit different than her normal cadence.
It's scary for an overstable mid on this shot. With that really, the gap off the tee is pretty tight. Catrina throws a PA1, throwing putters as great as she normally does. She flips it a little, but yeah, she's not in the water.
She's not in the water. She'll have a scary putt if she chooses to go for it. Oh, Callie going forehand. I like that. Kind of take that left side water a little more out of play, but you really got to trust it.
I believe that is a verdict.
That's a great shot.
Catrina from circle 2, death putt, giving it a confident bid. She'll have an easy par, no prob. Paige looking to save her par from out of bounds. Oof, thought that was in.
That was a good bid. Jen trying to do the same. Yep. She connects.
Really great circle 3 save.
Yeah, minimizing errors is key on this course. It's very different, I think, than a lot of the courses we play. It's almost like a birdie or die situation, so minimizing mistakes is really key, getting those birdies when you can, not taking those huge numbers.
That's a rare miss from Callie. She's a very confident and solid putter. You rarely see her miss the basket like that.
I believe this is her first debut on kind of a bigger lead card, though, so, you know, you got to wonder, is there some nerves there?
It is one of her first performances, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Catrina jumping back up, tied for the lead after Paige takes a bogey, and we move on to hole 6, the only par 5 of the day.
So hole 6, it's 712 feet. Your first shot, you're just trying to get it in the middle. Most women, I think, are going to lay up right before the water and then try to get over. It's pretty scary. The basket's quite close to that little wall there, and those guardian trees kind of prevent you from shaping, you know, a hyzer, so you got to trust to go right at it. I think most people are going to go over on their third shot and go for that 4. It's a very gettable 4, but if you land in that water and have to take it all the way back, you can find trouble really quickly.
Jen gets all of this drive with the max, setting herself up to look for possibly going over on her second shot, whereas, like Erica said, a lot of women you'll see laying up before they do the extra 220-foot shot over the water.
I saw Jen go for it on her second shot, I believe, yesterday.
Maybe we'll get to see it today.
I hope so. Yep, nice solid shot there.
Catrina throwing her D2 again. Nice, reliable, overstable driver.
Trespass again, it looks like, from Callie. That drive will be fine, but the hill makes it a little trickier, you know, the stance to make sure you get in the landing zone on the next upshot there.
You can see Callie not quite committing to the shot fully. I think nerves is got to be an issue here. But like Erica said earlier too, these tee pads are rubber and they were very wet and very slippery. So it's really easy to not want to follow through so you don't, you know, bust it.
And this is one of the few holes you see on a lot of the other holes. They extended the tee pad to the side, and that's not really an option here. So you kind of just have to throw that full power shot and trust your footing on that rubber tee pad. So it's a little nerve-wracking.
Callie throwing a suspect up to the landing zone just before the water. Really nice layup from farther away than is quite comfortable.
That was a great shot. She really trusted that to, you know, stable out at the end. It's hard to do that run up on any sort of hill, so she really corrected nicely.
Catrina going across on her second shot. Super impressive. She's throwing an A2, and it looks like she's flirting with the edge. She definitely crossed over on the other side.
She did. If you hit the side of the wall, it's not inbounds. You would have to hit the top, but she hit the land, so she should be able to take it from up there and still maybe even get a birdie if she connects with that putt.
Jen throws a max on her second shot over, and that is such an impressive, really, truly straight shot. Looks like it's inside the circle. Paige with a verdict that looks like she might have early released or it stabled out on her, but she gets through the tree branches, no problem. She'll have a putt.
That looks like a good line. Yeah, great result. Yep. That is a very good result from, you know, kind of that early release drive. Great scramble.
Wow,
man.
Paige running it from outside the circle.
You can hear that little bit of wind too, so definitely not an easy putt.
Jen
Almost
for 3 for eagle.
Oh, man. Oh, I wanted that for her.
Catrina also for eagle. With a kind of an awkward stance behind that retention wall. Oh, for birdie.
It was for birdie, right? No, it is for eagle. Oh my god, because she crossed. That's insane.
Yeah. Great eagle. 2 eagle runs on the lead card.
So
this
she
is what
stayed
we're
in
here
bounds
for.
there. Aha, I see. Man, that was awesome. Good conversion by Kat. Another one of those shorter misses.
This makes me want to just smack Callie. She's better than this. I promise to everyone watching her
Hopefully she'll clean
performance.
it up. I think she will.
Oh yeah, she's so talented on the green. It's really fun to watch her putt super confidently. Death putt, wind, it doesn't matter. She's going for it.
So hole 6 averaged about 1/10 of a stroke under par. It's kind of short for a par 5. Let's see what we got from Discraft here.
Thank you to Discraft for putting on the Ledgestone Insurance Open. We got some fancy footage. I love to see all of the disc companies stepping up their media game. And we're moving on to hole 7.
Yep. Hole 7, just 288 feet. I think this tee pad was probably the most affected by the water, so you'll probably see some caution here. Even the sides were quite a bit slippery, but you're trying to go uphill but throw kind of under that low ceiling. Yep, there's a slip right there. So you're just trying to go to the right of that tree. And actually that, you know, at least she has a putt even with that slip. Looks like Jen's going to go standstill, take the slippery tee pad out of play. Just outside the circle, looks
Jen
like.
throwing her trusty max standstill uphill.
Wow.
That's such a powerful shot.
Yeah, it really is. Paige puts a towel down to try to deal with the tee pad here.
Paige does the towel trick a lot on wet tee pads. It works for her. I can't quite figure it out, but I mean, she's inside the circle. That's all you can really ask for.
This is definitely one that you're staring at and you really want to get in the circle. It's, you know, anything under 300 feet, I think we all feel the need to really get this one, so it's definitely a pressure shot.
Feels like a birdie or die.
Mm-hmm.
Callie has an easy par save.
Yeah, it's a good little up shot. But again, a par doesn't really feel like a very good score on this hole, even with the slippery tee pad into account.
Jen looking for a birdie. She's trying to catch up to hang with Catrina and Paige, who are having a very exciting back and forth battle of who has the lead.
Yeah, it was neck and neck all day yesterday too. Oh wow, great putt.
Huge birdie putt.
Great
That's
commitment.
the kind of putts you want to make if you want to be the champ.
Puts the pressure on Paige here too. Challenge accepted.
Yep, right side catch. And within one stroke from each other, Missy Gannon coming back from one of the second or third card, shooting hot, making her way up onto the leaderboard. Paige Pierce doing the same. Callie kind of struggling a little bit, but I'm confident she can bring it back. She takes her par and moves on.
She's still up there on the leaderboard. There's still a lot of birdies out there to get. Hole 8, it's 535 feet. This one, you see a couple different plays. You could go right down the middle. There's OB. You can see those cones on the left. It kind of follows that ditch there. So you're just trying to get as close as you can to the water and then pitch up. Some people go hyzer. There's a gap kind of in the first two trees that you can go a hyzer route, and it's very, very open on the right. Scary pitch up. It's not that much water, but you know, the basket's quite close to the water and on that stump elevated, so you don't want to go too far past on that upshot. That's that kind of hyzer route I was talking about. It almost looks like she pulls it, but there's so much room over there that you can really rip on a disc and kind of get over on it and get that max distance. So that should be a pretty easy, I think, upshot from there.
Catrina throwing an X1, which I believe is an overstable fairway-ish driver.
Yeah, it looked overstable. It faded quite a bit. There's that straight up the gut route. What a pretty line.
And I want to know what disc.
Yeah, I do too. Was that a
is-
mid-range?
That is a gatekeeper.
Yeah. Oh,
so
wow.
Overstable mid, dead straight, hyzer flip. Basically the prettiest shot in disc golf.
She's throwing that gatekeeper on a rope. That was really impressive. She threw that in. Ooh.
Jen misfires, throws it low. She'll be playing with those trees. It's going to make her second shot a lot longer and a lot more difficult.
She might even lay up before the pond and just play for par from there.
Callie going up the gut too.
This one's pushing OB. Yep, OB on that left side.
This was her proto captain. She hasn't pulled it out very much today. She pulled it out on this shot. Maybe was hoping it to flip a little bit.
Yeah, captains are can be pretty flippy. I guess I don't know exactly how that one flies, but it looks like she just didn't quite give it the pop it needed. Jen going for it. But
Always going for it.
always going for it, but that is a tough shot, especially to throw it that high on Anheuser.
Callie with a super powerful forehand.
Yeah, trusting it over OB.
Sets herself up with a not death putt, which is exactly what we want on this green.
Paige maybe giving it a run.
Wow.
Woohoo! Wow, but still staying pretty close. A scary putt, but she's not too far. Cat got way up there. This should be a pretty routine upshot.
Wow, she got way up there. Leaves herself a little bit of a tester comeback putt.
Not directly at the water, at least. Let's see if Jen can. That's close. I think she was trying to run it. Always.
Callie for 3. Or for par, sorry.
Well, she went OB,
yeah,
but
okay.
that was a great scramble from there. And to trust her forehand over that OB, definitely shows a lot of confidence there.
Excellent birdie.
Yep. A
Always
lot of distraction. There's a pretty good gallery out today, actually.
And it's always nice to educate the gallery. Sometimes people just really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh.
Doesn't like it, but it works.
Paige knows she got away with one there, I think.
That water is so scary back there. Jen looking to save her par. Oh, bogey.
This hole, I think, averaged the most over par, 0.43 to be exact. So it's birdieable like all of them, but quite tough. Moving on to hole 9 to finish off the front 9. It's 301 feet. I think most people are gonna go backhand. I mean, it's a great forehand route. Take that last guardian tree out of play. You can actually go to the right of that tree and over these bushes pretty easily. It's a pretty big gap, a little bit of a kind of a back door. So
it's ever so slightly uphill. It plays a little bit more like 315 or 320, but definitely a reachable basket by all of these lead card ladies.
It's pretty wide, but pushing kind of that back door, maybe just outside the circle there. Looks like she should have a clear look. Oh, Paige going forehand.
Yep, she went forehand in round 1 as well. Gotta have some power to get all the way up there, and she trusts
I bet that's a defender.
Yep, she trusts her bio defender.
Yeah, she got over on it nicely. It has that trusty skip.
Puts it inside the circle. Wow.
Yeah, she's really been developing that power forehand nicely.
That's very impressive. That's a huck.
Trespass again from Callie. Nice, reliable. And
she takes the route in front of the tree, gives you a putt, but doesn't necessarily allow you to get up inside the circle.
Yeah, she's just not quite throwing as, I think, firmly as she normally does. I mean, she's usually got a pretty slow run up.
You can see Jen slipping on the tee pad. It was really in everybody's head today.
Yeah.
It was. We were all thinking about it, and made it really tough to aim your shot when you're thinking about trying not to fall and hurt yourself. Whew.
That's a great run. I think it's fun to watch when Callie makes a mistake. She really focuses on the next shot and really tries to correct it.
And here Catrina,
she's very good at it.
Catrina,
wow!
Yeah, putting from a marsh, from what it sounded like.
Birdie, yeah. From a marsh over a bush.
No problem in the
No
basket.
problem. That was that outside?
Yes,
a little bit, so. Yeah.
Big putt from Jen, too. That was a great, very firm putt.
Yep.
Not the floaty putts we've been seeing from her today.
Paige a little high, but in. Keeping up with Kat, stroke for stroke. Callie with the par.
Callie just hanging on right now, trying to get through this front 9. And we finished with Catrina with 1 stroke lead in front of Paige. Callie holding on. Jennifer still keeping it solid all the way through. Thank you so much for tuning into the front 9. You got to check out the back 9. I'm sure there's going to be many more lead changes. Thank you, Discraft, and thank you to GK Pro for the ladies' coverage. This is the Ledgestone Insurance Open, round 2, front 9. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erica Stinchcomb. Thank you for joining us.